This video is going to show you how you can enjoy your life even more than you ever have ever in your past. And I'm coming from a place of the fact that yesterday was my birthday, and I have had so many new awarenesses that I'm eager to share with you because, as you know, it's my mission to help everybody to really become someone different in your own life in order to enjoy your life more, in order to let go of thoughts that keep you from judging, from feeling unloved or unvalued, from really taking away from an experience that you could really be just over the moon about. But instead, it's our thoughts that keep us from really enjoying our life. And once we become aware that we don't have to just accept and believe our thoughts, then we can take control of our life and really create the life that we want. So, for instance, I'm going to use my own personal example. Um, in my life, I am very aware now that in the past, I used to be a bit of a brat. I really did. I used to constantly hold people to the expectations that I had, and if they weren't met, then it wasn't good enough. I wasn't happy with them. I would, kind of withdraw and not really be in my full potential of being able to receive what they were doing for me. And instead, I was holding this like measuring stick in my mind where I would say, was that good enough? For instance, on Valentine's Day, if my partner didn't do all the things, like take me out for dinner and buy me a gift and buy me flowers and chocolate, if I didn't have it all, then they would go like a notch down. I wasn't as happy or I wasn't as satisfied. And I know it sounds terrible, right? But we all can have a part of us that if we looked at it from a different perspective, we would also be thinking that about ourselves is like, I don't have to be that way. So, for instance, yesterday on my birthday, I went into my birthday just wanting to stay ultra present and not getting caught up in the mind and not like comparing to other birthdays or what people have done for me in the past or how things go, like if I don't get the reception from my family that I would like to have on my birthday, not to let it influence who I'm being, not to let it influence how I'm feeling about the fact that it's my day and it's something to celebrate. So I practiced all day being so super present to the point where I did things differently. I was getting my hair done, and it just so happened that I woke up. I had no idea at all what was even planned for the day. I kind of just went with the flow. I had a couple of calls scheduled, and then the morning came, and my husband presented me with a surprise gift that was a spa day. He had gotten me a massage. He paid to have a massage for me and a facial. And they also, at this place, they also give you like an area to just relax with some champagne and chocolate. So it was really an amazing experience, very relaxing. But so what I did, because I had no idea that was coming, that was going to happen. So when I saw that he presented me, he gave me this certificate in the morning, this gift certificate. So I immediately asked the two calls that I had if they wouldn't mind rescheduling, which they very graciously did. And I just went there, and without expectation, I didn't compare to my last massages or my last facials to see if I liked it better or worse, or I had no expectations. I just went in and I just stayed present. And it's hard to do. I realized that it's hard to do sometimes, especially when you're not doing anything that you need active thought. It's so easy for us to just go someplace else in our mind. like to relive a past scenario or to think about what's coming in the future. And instead, I did my best to not fall asleep, even though it was difficult at times because it was so relaxing. And there were a couple of times where I felt my dream state starting to creep in, but I brought myself back to the present. And it also helped when she told me to turn over. It was right around the same time she told me to turn over. And so that movement of my body woke me up again. But it can be difficult to stay present. And then another thing that I did was when I had my hair done, I did not take my phone with me. So I didn't have my phone in the chair with me while she was doing my hair. And normally I would just be on my phone the whole time, messaging people or checking Facebook or even listening to something or watching a video or something. But instead, I didn't even take my phone with me in the chair. And that presence during the time that I was sitting there, the whole time again, I was really paying attention to where my mind was, because again, it was easy for sometimes for my mind to start thinking about things. But I made it my biggest intention to stay as present as I possibly could. And during that time, it allowed me to feel even more gratitude than I would have felt if I wasn't present, if I wasn't having this present time awareness of, oh my goodness, this day is so amazing. I'm being pampered and it's making me feel so special and so loved. And it created that feeling, that energy of abundance and wealth. I said to myself, I could imagine having this all the time. I totally could get used to this. And so I was imagining myself, this is just my way of life. This is who I am now. I'm able to just go and get my hair done whenever I want. I just go and pamper myself. And this is just what I do. And creating that energy of abundance and wealth and gratitude and love, all of it was just something that I wouldn't have experienced to the degree that I did if I was lost in my phone, if I was not present in the moment. So it truly is a gift to ourselves when we intentionally create in our mind and make the effort to exercise the muscle, because it is a muscle of being present. We're not all good at it initially, and I'm still not perfect at it. I still get lost in thought sometimes, but it's not shaming ourselves. It's not judging ourselves. It's so important to just know that it's just practice. We all need to practice this muscle. It's just like if we were just first learning how to play an instrument. We're not going to be playing tunes that are, recognizable to people when we first start learning how to practice playing an instrument. It's the same thing. So instead of telling ourselves, oh, I got caught up in my thoughts for the last half hour, I'm so bad at this, I shouldn't even bother trying, all of that just plays against you. Instead, let's tell ourselves that this is a practice. This is something that we are not used to doing. And as we continue to put that forth in our day as our greatest practice, our greatest intention of being present, then we do become better and better at it. And it gets easier and easier. And we can go longer and longer in staying present. And so the message that I have for you today is that by making this practice of being present and not judging ourselves and becoming more aware of our thoughts, it can literally allow us to morph into being someone new, because it took me becoming aware of the fact that I used to judge. I would judge constantly, not only other people of what they did for me, whether it was enough, based upon what I would have done or what I would have expected or what I believed to be the right way to do things. And instead, just being so grateful for anything and everything that was done for me. In the past, I used to say, well, if I don't get a phone call, not just a text, it's not good enough. And for most people, that's no longer the case. For certain people who are very close to me in my life, I would communicate with them that that's what I would prefer. But whether they do it or not is going to be based upon them. And I do my best to not take it personally. And again, I'm still a work in progress too, but that's what I'm aiming for, to not take anything personally and to not judge the level of what someone does for me or says to me based upon what my expectations are or how I'm perceiving them, and instead remain present in my heart of gratitude and being happy and grateful for whatever people do for me. Okay, so that is how I recognized my own progress in my own journey, because it's so much fun when you can say to yourself, ah, I used to be this way, or I know I would have reacted like this in the past, or I know that I would have let this damper my mood, or I would not have been present enough to really be this grateful for this experience because I would have been lost in something else, not being present. So I hope that that serves you. And I would love to hear any comments about how you might resonate with this message and what it is that you're doing in order to become more aware of your thoughts so that you don't just get sucked right into them. Any kind of practice that you have in becoming more present in your life. I hope this serves you. Love you all. Mwah. Enjoy the rest of your day.